is Sharon, and if you're new here, welcome. This channel is all about skincare, self-development, and lifestyle content. So if you happen to be interested in any of the things I just mentioned, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notification bell so you can know every time a new video goes up. Before we even begin, let us address the elephant in the room. I know my background looks crazy empty right now. Just some craziness happening around the house right now. So just ignore it, okay? So in today's video, I'm going to be venturing out a little bit of, our regular skincare videos and lifestyle videos and vloggy vlogs. And I'm going to talk about something a little bit more on the productivity side, okay? And the reason for this is, number one, is back to school season. In fact, I'm going back to school tomorrow. On the other side of it, I feel like this is a content that I've never really seen any Nigerian YouTuber talk about. Growing up, I had the privilege of studying in an American system, a British system, and also like a Latin American school system, right? So I have really eaten out of everywhere possible. And one thing I realized is that the Nigerian educational system is really lacking in just help, in guidance for students. We're literally left to figure things out on our own, given impossible teachers and lecturers to deal with, and just kind of figure things out as we go. Whereas when I was studying in my American school, I could go online and get help very easily. There was Spark Notes, there was Quizlet, there were YouTubers online explaining how to do things and how to basically be a first class student or be an A student. And that's basically the foundation of today's video and subsequent productivity videos that you will be getting from me in this channel pretty soon. So today's video, I really want to show you guys how you can take pretty aesthetic, fun notes, but have them be very effective and suitable to your needs as a student. There are different types of note-taking methods, and if you'd love me to go into all those different kind of note-taking methods in a separate video, please let me know in the comment section and I'll be happy to share with you guys. There's a Cornell method, there's a mind mapping, there's so many. But today I'm going to show you guys my personal note-taking method. The first thing I want to address before we start talking about note-taking is your handwriting. Sweetie, your handwriting does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be neat to the gods. It just needs to be legible, right? There's no point writing notes throughout an entire school year and then examinations come or you have midterms or finals and you cannot read your notes. Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? So you need to make sure that the notes that you're making, you're able to read it. And one of the ways to make sure of that is to make sure that your handwriting is legible. The Latin American educational system where I grew up, we used to be given homeworks every day, calligraphy homeworks, right? There were these little books that just had calligraphy in them. And so the homeworks were to practice like 10 pages every day or 5 pages. They train you in school to have good handwriting. So you can buy one of those calligraphy notebooks or exercise books, you can buy them on Amazon or, listen. Go on your computer, right? Open either Microsoft Word or open Google Docs and then look through all the fonts and choose a font that you like. I can't remember, but there was a sentence that I used to practice all the time because that sentence has all the letters in the alphabet, right? So if I remember the sentence, I'll just pop it somewhere on the screen for you guys. Yes, so I'll write that sentence over and over in the font that I wanted my handwriting to look like. After a while, you wouldn't have to think about it too much. Your handwriting will actually just. So practice improving your handwriting. Number 2 is your choice of notebook. You need to make sure you find a notebook system or a note-keeping system that works for you. Personally, for me, I'm not a big fan of spiral notebooks. spirals, because I don't know, I don't think I know how to take care of them very well. They always get detangled, like maybe they get hooked in my bag or my clothing. Like, it's just really annoying for me having spiral notebooks. I prefer just like normal cover, hardcover notebooks. Okay, that's me, by the way. So find what works for you. Maybe you don't like notebooks at all. Maybe you like having a binder or a folder, and then you just put your individual note sheets inside your folder. Make sure you find out what works for you and stick with it. Now, once we have our preferred notes and our handwriting taken care of, let's get into the tea, the details of today's video. Okay, now the note-taking method that I personally use is called the Cornell method. Now, the Cornell method of note-taking is basically one in which you divide your paper or your page into 3 sections. The middle section, you write your notes. You write everything in bullet points, however you want to write it. At the end of the body, you write the summary of everything you wrote in the notes section, while at the edge of the paper, you write questions, you write topics, you write keywords, and stuff like that. When I learned about the Cornell method, I immediately adopted it because it just made so much sense to me, and that's basically what I have been using ever since. But I realized that with the Cornell method, it was not very practical for me to write summaries at the end of every single page. It just didn't work for me. So instead of writing my summaries at the end of every page, I write it at the end of every class. So on the last page that I write in that day, I will write ruler line and write summary, and then summarize everything I have been taught in class that day. It's kind of like a cheat code. During finals or examinations or midterms, all I have to do is go back to my notes and read the summaries that I made, and then immediately I'm reminded of everything that we did that day. Another thing I do, which is kind of different from the Cornell method, is on the sidebar of the notes, I write things that the lecturers or my teachers emphasize during class. So if they keep on hitting on one subject, if they keep on revising the same area, I just like circle it there and I write it exam focused, because I know that that is most likely going to come out during exams. So for the summaries, the best way I've found to do them is immediately after class. Just take a couple of 5 to 10 minutes and sit down, itemize everything you remember that happened or that was discussed in that class, and just write it down. You can also go through your notes, but personally I like to just write from the top of my head first and then go towards the beginning of the class and pick out all the major things and write it at the end of the page in the summary section. So before we wrap up today's video, real quick, I'm gonna give you guys some tips on making your notes look a little more pretty if you're interested in things like that. And the best way for me is colors. These are highlighters. I don't know if you can see them. They're super pretty. But it's not just like going around and coloring your notebook, because first of all, no one has that time. When you're highlighting, personally, I like to stick to 3 colors so that it doesn't look like a rainbow puked on my book. I only stick to 3 colors, and then I give each of them a specific purpose. So for example, pink can be for definitions of words, of terms, definitions, right? Turquoise blue can be for important dates, important names. I'm a law student, so this can be for cases, conventions, and conferences that I need to remember. Things that I want to just jump at me immediately. I open my paper so I don't have to go scanning for them. I use that. And then this one can just be for anything random. I like having a spec color that I use to just highlight anything I feel, oh, this is interesting. And this one is in blue gray. What I love the most about this highlighter is that it is double mouthed. So it has this mouth here and it has this mouth here, this thinner one. So it's really fun. Like, I get to highlight here and then just doodle things on the other end of it. Warning though, it does stain through the paper, which defeats the entire purpose of it being a highlighter, but it stains the next page. So just keep that in mind. If you see them and you want to buy them, it stains. Okay, so get yourself highlighters. I suggest 3 is a sweet spot. Honestly, you can even do 2. Assign different purposes for them and then use that to highlight. Remember that highlighting should only be for important things. So I know it can be really confusing to know what do I highlight, what don't I highlight, what is important, what is not important, and how to go about these things. So please let me know in the comment section if you want a video on that as well, a video on highlighting, how to use sticky notes, why you need to use sticky notes, and just all these other like study hacks that can actually help you get better grades in school. I will be more than happy to share those with you guys because I know how much they have benefited me. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please thumbs up this video. YouTube algorithm uses thumbs up to gauge if viewers are enjoying your content so that they can know if they can push it out to more people. So whenever you give the video a thumbs up, you're telling the algorithm, yes, I like this video, send it to more people. If you have any questions as to my note-taking method, let me know as well, and I'll be more than happy to explain. I will see you guys in my next video.